If the self is non-objective and of the nature of consciousness, how to meditate upon it? It is by identifying yourself with it. Not perceptible and inconceivable. The consciousness, which is the self, is self-luminous. That is self-known. Identify yourself with the self-known, with that which is self-existent, with that which is changeless, with that which is formless, with that which is timeless, the indivisible self. Meditate by an inquiry to know the self, in which all sense of difference is absorbed. With what do you identify? What is that which you truly are? Transcendent of the senses and transcendent of the mind. There is consciousness which is absolute, invariable. Meditate upon the self, what you truly are, by identifying yourself as that.
My question is, what does it mean to identify as the self? I think I understand misidentification maybe better. I know what it means to misidentify as the body or as an individual, or to confuse myself as a stream of thoughts and think that that's real. On the other hand, I know what existence is. I know I exist. Without a doubt, and it's very easy to know that. Just turn inward and it's right there. It's the most obvious thing. So when I think of identifying just as existence, maybe it's because I think it's some kind of an action, or it's some kind of a change of something. It sure seems like misidentification is some kind of action, taking myself to be something that I'm not. So I need some help in understanding, what does it actually mean to identify correctly so instead of mistakenly so?
Identifying yourself as the self is a matter of consciousness. It's a matter of knowledge, and not an action of any kind. Freedom from misidentification is simply freedom from ignorance. What action could possibly free you of ignorance?
It'd be more ignorance to think that an action is going to free you from ignorance. That'd just be more of the same stuff.
When the instruction is given to abide as the self, abidance signifies knowledge. It is not an action of the senses or of thought.
If I were to just abide as existence, it's like I don't do anything to exist. There's no action involved in that.
Is existence an action?
No, it's not an action or a happening or an occurrence.
Then the consciousness which knows this cannot possibly be an action.
Okay, so when I know that I exist, that's not an action, or it's not like a transaction. It's not something. It's not like the mind works. It's not a grasping of something.
Can a division be made in such inquiry between existence and knowledge, that is, between being and consciousness?
No. No, the nature is formless, so there's nothing divisible in it. You can't.
Being consciousness then is not two.
So
being is consciousness, and it knows itself.
So if one, in ignorance, in duality, there can be action, or an imaginary action, because there's two things. But as you're clearly pointing out, existence and consciousness, they're not dual, they're not. So that brings me back to the question. Well, you've already pointed it for me, and that is to identify as existence. That identity is the knowledge of it. Ramana said, self-knowledge is the easiest thing there is. And I seem to be making it difficult by bringing something in that's not knowledge. We call it ignorance, is what I'm doing. And not just dispensing with that. So I think I can see now the difficulty. If one is imagining separation or being in a dual illusion, then identity will look like action. It looks like a relationship between two things and some coming together or something. But I never have that feeling about my existence, that I'm apart from it. And now, I'm conscious of it and I come together with my existence. It never feels that way. When I go in the direction that you point, which is identity is knowledge, then it becomes clearer that way. And I need to meditate more on that.
Shanti.